Hello all, this is Mohammed Hamza from Edraak Systems. Today we have Igor Portugal with us to discuss a very important topic. We've all seen the recent advances in artificial intelligence and how it is not only creating opportunities but also threats as well for everyone. So Igor Portugal is a veteran of cybersecurity industry and he has been working in the artificial intelligence sector and how it is changing our societies. Let me start off with Edraak Systems profile as well. At Edraak Systems, we are an machine learning and artificial intelligence based hardware software solution providers. What we are doing in industry is we are optimizing the production lines using artificial intelligence. We shall be getting to that later on, but let me give the stage to Igor Portugal so that he can introduce himself, his work, and what we are currently doing for this meeting. Igor, first of all, thank you so much for your time. I must appreciate that you are giving us your time over on a Sunday. So
Thank you.
your profile has been amazing, and what we have been discussing that is something that we would like to share with the world. So please start off with your introduction, and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. I really appreciate it. And look, artificial intelligence is a topic that I've been across for a number of years. Just a brief introduction about me. I live in New Zealand. I'm what you call a serial entrepreneur. I've built a number of successful businesses, and I get an absolute kick out of helping businesses implement technology and seeing technology improve people's lives. That is my passion. That is what I focus my life and my career on. Right now, I'm involved in a number of businesses. I'm a general manager of Zichi Water, which is a company helping New Zealand apartments and New Zealand manage water better in a better way. And what we know, water is a very important resource. And I'm also a chief of growth of a cybersecurity company called Blacklock IO. We provide penetration testing services for businesses that do software development, and that's quite an important service. Right now, when you deploy software, you want to absolutely make sure that it has no holes in it, and cybersecurity right now is on the forefront of everybody's thoughts. I've always been a believer in open source technology, and I always believe that the best way to regulate technology and give technology the life that will help people is to make it open source and make it available for everyone to use. Because the last thing we want is this beautiful technology to only be available to a handful of corporations or governments who will use it against us. Basically, they will use it against us. So we don't want that. But what we do want is we do want people to benefit from this technology. And so I've had this idea of the thing is the concept of technology is fairly hard to understand for an average person. And I've had this idea that one way to deliver this message is using a science fiction novel. So I had this plot of a science fiction novel in my mind just over 10 years ago, and I put pen to paper and started writing that beautiful novel. And then I ran out of steam. Life got in the way, family, children, um, and it wasn't until ChatGPT came out and this whole craze is back that I thought I have to finish the novel. And so this is it, complete manuscript here. This is a version
Could you
2.
show the cover as well?
Yep. Well, this is a current cover. It's not a final cover, but
Oh, nice.
this
Got it,
is
got
this is
it.
what I've
Futuristic.
created. I've created using artificial intelligence image
Okay.
generators.
Generative
Nonetheless,
AI.
of course, generative AI is fantastic. And the whole thesis of this novel is to demonstrate a utopian world where technology improves people's life and demonstrate how it does it. So I've play a number of scenarios in this world, everyday life, everyday people, and show how technology helps and does not detract. And some of that thought process I've put in my blog that you read, which is the bit where I create a thesis that shows how from where we are now, if we let artificial intelligence develop, make keep it in the open source domain, make sure that this it's a technology that's available to everybody, how it will take us from where we now are now to full employment. Because I am absolutely certain that technology and automation helps create jobs and not help detract jobs. And smart bosses, what they're going to do is they're going to go, I've got 1,000 people working for me. I'm going to equip them with the AI, and I'm going to have 10 times more production than I had yesterday, and I'm going to pocket the money. They're not going to think, I've got 1,000 people working for me, I'm going to lay them all off, right? And somehow magically have AI deliver all this value. It's not going to happen, right? It's not
Exactly.
going to happen.
It is the people that are going to utilize AI to get to the ends. It is a
Absolutely,
means to an end.
absolutely. And so when there is a lot of concern about, oh my God, how are people going to upskill themselves to use this in this new world? Well, actually, the people are going to be the one investigating the AI, and they're going to be the ones implementing the AI. They're going to be the ones adjusting their jobs to work in a new way, and they're going to
Exactly.
do it in the process.
Exactly.
And this change and this transition can only happen at the speed with which people can learn. It cannot happen any faster,
Exactly.
because if you try to push it any faster, the companies will not have the ability to implement the technology and utilize that technology and get the benefits of that technology. Okay,
Please elaborate on that
I
as
would
well.
I would like it to pass the Turing test. Actually,
Ah, it is outdated as well.
I take your point about the economists. I'm not an economist, although my father was, so I do
Okay.
have a little bit of an understanding. But I'm not an economist
So we
by
can
any
tell you
stretch.
have a background in it, some sort
I'm
of
a,
like
I'm
a
a technologist first and foremost, but I
yes,
am
yes,
a
yes.
concerned citizen, if you may.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, as a technologist, and this I can say with authority, as a technologist, AI is a tool. It's a
It is.
tool that we've created.
It is.
And therefore, whether it passes Turing test or it doesn't pass Turing test, whether it does it deliberately, whether it fails it deliberately, or does whatever, it's fundamentally it's a tool. I
Yes, it
know
is.
I know software developers very well. I have not seen a single piece of code or a single software developer where they didn't leave a backdoor for themselves in order to control that thing, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
so first of all, I don't believe in an AI that is going to be rampaging out of control.
Yes,
Behind
agreed, agreed.
every behind every AI, there is a human, and
Mm,
there has to be, right? If one person did something harmful to another person, that person needs to be held to account. And I'm
exactly.
absolutely 100% behind that. And I think that if there was any reason for the regulators to use it, look at technology, but it's not just technology per se, but anything. But if there's any reason where the regulators need to look at technology, I would look at the attribution of liability. The attribution of liability laws are very important, right? If you've got a self-driving car run over a person on the street, whose liability is it? Is it the creator of the self-driving car? Is it person who owns the car? Is it so?
Oh,
So
who holds the jurisdiction for the criminal proceedings, right?
there has
It's
to
basically
be
the legal structure.
absolutely there has to be a human in control. That part I'm absolutely fully behind, because if something if someone gets harmed, someone needs to be held to account. Period.
Exactly.
Right?
I would also like to mention
That's
over
human.
here that dark web markets, right?
Yeah.
So they have been operating for a very long time, and all sorts of illicit goods have been trading over there. What was happening is that, the operators of those markets were way too smart to, let the authorities capture them. So what the authorities did, they utilized AI to enable their softwares, their programs to become faster than the regulators of the markets. So because you've got to change the IPs, you would know, you can explain it more, like, better than I can, but I just wanted to mention it. The reason being that, as we are talking about the opportunities rather than risk of AI, when the textile industries exports to the world, and the remittances are coming, and they are setting up more factories, and we are creating an ecosystem where those people would be enabled through technologies. So we are training more people to automate more industries, manufacturing industries. Like this, we've got a training and skills development side as well. We are training people for that, and they should also be exporting these technologies to the world. So when more and more manufacturing and then other industries automate themselves using AI, what will actually happen? Those people that got unemployed due to AI, they
Yeah.
will scale up. They will, learn more skills and get better jobs rather than standing on a production line and doing redundant jobs, which are, very lethargic. And basically, our vision is to remove mankind of drudgery. In
Well,
short,
absolutely, you're 100% right, and I can tell you exactly what's going to happen with those people. Actually, it's if you go to a cafe, would I go to a cafe and pay whatever $5 that we pay right now, or pay $3 for a coffee that came out of the machine? No, I would rather have a professional barista doing the coffee for me.
agreed, agreed.
Despite all the technology, despite all the AI, it's just for me seeing that person giving me that personalized service, having that interaction with that person. That's the value that I'm willing to pay for, and
Exactly.
that's the value that I'm willing to deliver. So there will always be this personalized value that we as human will be delivering to each other.
Exactly. If you love it, you cannot automate it. For example, if I like doing exercise, if I like reading, so reading is something that is, being an IT guy, a tech guy, it is not very much required in my industry, but
Yeah,
I still do it. I still do it because I'm fond of it. It's not that I have time, I make time. Okay, I take time out of my routine to do it. So all of
exactly.
these things, these are the essence of the human experience. And as we are talking, like, as a Edraak Systems vision is to improve the world using, like, AI is a tool. We basically are digital transformation agency. How to imbue and infuse technology into
Yeah.
value chains, not into supply chains. In, like, it's like operational, something that operational increases operational efficiency. It is supposed to increase the value generated for everyone. So
Yeah.
infusing software and technology into value chains so that it is better for everyone. And
If you follow Amazon, like Amazon is the poster child for everybody for automating jobs out of existence, automating quote
exactly,
unquote out of existence.
exactly,
And if you look at the Amazon's workforce over the last decade, it grew exponentially. The
exponentially,
amount
yes.
of people Amazon employs have grown over the last 10 years exponentially. So that kind of supports the thesis that yes, their revenue grown, but the revenue linked to value. We had inflation as well, so you can't actually put a real correlation there. But the fact that despite automation, they have grown is a showcase for the fact that you can create the creation of value is infinite. Value is not finite. The creation of
Exactly.
value,
Value is not finite.
right? And eventually everyone will be employed and engaged in that value creation
Mm,
exercise, and AI
mm.
will help it, including people within IBM